Hello, Daisy Mayback here. Just still trying to get videos going. Um, so today, my picture said, "The beginning of love is to let those we love perfectly themselves, not to twist them to fit our own image." So, my thoughts on those words are we tend to just love people to death when they're doing what we want them to, and vice versa. I feel like that falls into that unconditional thing. I know there was a lot of times for me that I felt like I had that with my parents. Like, you only love me when I'm doing what you want me to do. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like my thoughts are love is a choice. Love is an action. Love, love can be a feeling, but how much of love is really a feeling? You know? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is you might be mad at somebody that day and don't want to look at them, but does that mean you really don't love them? And, early immature relationships, I feel like, start like that. Like, you get all mad at such and such, and it's like, it's over. And then the next thing you know, you're back together, and it's just an on and off situation. Um, so, I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like, it always seems to be love with boundaries. Love with healthy boundaries, to me, is a good thing. Like, I might really love my parents, and my mom's passed away, so I'm giving an example. A lot of my examples, I guess, I like to try to be careful with, like we said yesterday, anonymity, and it's a small town, so anybody in the world can see these videos, and I don't want anything, any opinions, I guess you would say, of anybody in my family. So back to what I was saying, love with boundaries. I feel like, sometimes we might love somebody like a parent. We love them to death, but it's very toxic. Well, you can, and people do, completely divorce their parents. I'm done with you. But in the case, most of the time, people don't want to do that. So I feel like we have to love, but love you from a distance. Love you, do nice things for you, call and say I love you. Sometimes it's hard to get in those conversations that never end. So text messages, hey, I love you. Just something to say I love you, um, without anything that's going to hinder yourself. And of course, I'm always comparing in my world addiction. Am I going to put myself in an environment that would take me back down to drinking and drugging and that kind of thing? And so it can be a challenge, especially when it comes to your children. Um, Vice versa, I think it will not. I think I would know that you love your children, but sometimes you might have to set boundaries with them because of whatever they're doing, whether it be they may be doing drugs or alcohol, if they're older or younger this day and time. So, right there, we would have to set boundaries again. I don't know, it's really hard. I'm having a hard time right now, with one of my children, and it's not that, I'm having, like, she's being bad, so to speak. It's just going through life on life's terms, right? And I want to take my wisdom that I've had for like the last 45 years and just put it in her head and let her realize, what the consequences are of some of these actions. Of course, I have to be the mama that just sits in and I have to watch and I have to pray. And that's all I can do is literally give it to God. And, people come up to you, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Getting a conversation about family. And everybody's always like, well, just pray about it. And yeah, we do need to just pray about it. But we need love and support from other people. Just praying about it is not enough. Yeah, it's enough as far as like getting the job done because there is no stronger power, but it's not enough to survive situations like that. My thought process is I want hugs, I want love, I want to know that I'm not walking this journey all by myself. And I think that is the biggest thing, just like we talked about yesterday, that conscious contact with people, which is why I send those picture messages out in the mornings, why I wanted to start the video thing, really reaching out to people. It's not like, oh, I have all this knowledge and I can make videos and I can tell people how to live because I know exactly what you're supposed to do and my life is perfect. Okay, bullcrap. No, no, my life is not perfect. I could write a book on all the crap I've done and all the people I've hurt and all the lies that I've told and all the manipulation, and just it's exhausting being a freaking addict. Just trying to plan every single thing out around getting messed up. Like, that is your life and that is exhausting. I can't explain to you how hard it is to be in those shoes, and you're fighting your own addiction, you're fighting your own demons. You love your children so much, and you're trying to be that role model for your children. But it's hard to do that sometimes when you're fighting your own battles, you know. And then you feel guilty for that, and then it's like then you want to drink so you don't have to think about the fact that you got drunk and mess up your kid's life. But if you get drunk now, you don't have to think about it. Now, how much sense did that make? None. Absolutely none. And the average, normal, everyday person, which I don't think exists, thinks that we're crazy. Anybody that has struggled with addiction, for me, I know, you would think that when I flipped my car, for instance, I literally left I left the courthouse because they ended up taking me in, and went straight to the store and bought 2 12 packs. Who does that? Who could have almost killed somebody or themselves, flipping their car across the road, and go put more of that back in their body just for that? That's insanity. But that is the power that this disease has over each and every person that fights that addiction. There's so many people in this world that literally are told, or their family members truly believe, that they make that choice to put that drink or that drug in their body. Look at how that person looks or acts or feels. And they might be bouncing off the walls acting like they're having a good time in life. But really look at their life. And you tell me why we would pick it up and put it in our body, that choice. In the beginning, sometimes it starts as a choice. I'm just going to relax after work, or, young, I'm at a party, that's what you're supposed to do. I want to fit in. And then it becomes a sometimes here and a sometimes there. And then one day, I stepped across this magical line, and it has owned me ever since. I know I kind of went offline there a little bit, but it was pulling at my heart. There's a lot of people that suffer from addiction because it either touches you or it touches your family. And it is a family disease. It affects the entire family. It attacks the friends that are around this person. This person's not choosing to destroy the lives around them. They're really not. They are locked up in their own jail cell. And the only person that has the key is themselves. To unlock that lock and get them out of hell on earth, I want to have a video talking about spirituality versus religion. We will do that one. It's getting close to time. I only have a few more minutes. I hope that I've said something that can help somebody, or if y'all would message me, maybe you got some input to help me with this life of addiction and trying to raise a family and trying to be the best person that you can be. I know that's what I want to do. I want to be the best version of myself. Don't we all? But it's a daily challenge, and it's not something that we want to do alone. I know I don't. I know I don't need to. I know I don't think it's possible. I think you pretty much have to have somebody holding your hand. And I don't mean like being a baby kind of thing. I'm talking about really holding your hand and being somebody that's like, you know what, we got this. We can do this together, and we will. So that was kind of my thought for today, is just talking about unconditional love, and what that looks like, and unconditional love. And then the addiction, I feel like, is always going to be a part of whatever I'm discussing. Maybe not, but it is a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of my story, and that's all I know. You know, I mean, that's not all I know, but you know what I'm saying. That it's just all I do know as far as the lifestyle of living that. And I hope to share some really good things, and hopefully y'all can give me some really good feedback. I know you can. Well, I hope everybody has had a wonderful Monday. I was going to say weekend. Well, and I hope you had a good weekend too, and a wonderful Mother's Day to all the mothers. And I think that is all for today. So I will touch base with you all tomorrow. I hope you have a really good evening, and just try to share the love everywhere you go, even if you don't feel it. Because a lot of times when we share it, it comes back. And then you start feeling a little happier. So just try that. Just try giving that looks nice, or you look nice today. And it'll also boost up your confidence. All right. Love y'all so much. See you tomorrow.